It's an exciting time to be a part of the Rowlett community. We are such an exceptional city, a beautiful place with fabulous people and an even brighter future, a place we call home. Hello, my name is Tammy Dana-Bashian, Mayor for the City of Rowlett. Our population in the state of Texas is growing by over 1,000 people a day, and our city is certainly experiencing phenomenal growth and development. As a result, 2019 was another very busy year with major high-quality projects springing up all across the city. Over 20% of the city's land remains undeveloped, and landowners are capitalizing on our regional growth and our strong North Texas economic environment. In fact, Rowlett was recently named the 8th fastest growing city in the United States by the U.S. Census Bureau. Growth across North Texas represents significant opportunity, but it also means a need for increased resources, which becomes a strain on infrastructure, public safety, and city services. We are meeting those challenges, and even with these increased demands on our budget, our actual tax rate remained unchanged. Your local tax dollars fund our extensive services, including police and fire, infrastructure improvements and maintenance, public works, parks, and the library for only $4.15 a day for the average Rowlett resident. We are able to meet increasing budget needs without raising the actual tax rate, largely due to an increase in property valuations, as well as the 2015 and 2018 bond programs approved by our residents. This allows us to make major improvements and increase resources throughout the city. As a result of these bond programs, we are investing over $32 million in our neighborhoods with reconstruction of streets, alleys, and drainage systems.
Before, this street we had no sidewalks. None of these sidewalks were here. We just had a street with no curbs, and when it rained, the water would collect, and it literally looked like a lake. We see people all the time walking up and down the street. We have the little library, and then we have the turquoise table, and so that's been a neighborhood gathering spot. Before, we wouldn't even attempted anything like this.
In addition to improving our neighborhoods, we are investing over $27 million to reconstruct and improve our major thoroughfares and roadways, and to implement traffic management systems to improve flow of traffic. Our residents demand and deserve a safe community. We are very fortunate to be served by our top-notch men and women in our police and fire departments who consistently provide exceptional services to our growing community. To meet the needs of our fire department, construction is now underway on a public safety training center, and we are in design for a new fire station number 2. And our upcoming 2020 budget includes the addition of 8 police officers and 1 dispatcher to address an increasing response time on Priority 1 calls, our most critical level. Through a fun and innovative team, the CAPRA-accredited Rowlett Parks and Recreation Department enriches our city by providing inviting spaces, outstanding value, and memorable experiences. City parks are crucial to the healthy development of our city and the well-being of all of our residents, which is why we are investing over $12 million in capital improvements from the last 2 bond programs in parks across our entire town.
Every day, come up 6 days a week and walk this track quite often. I do about 3 miles outside and 1.5 miles inside. My wife and I try to stay active as much as possible, and by coming up here and what they offer us, it helps us tremendously.
Our Waterview Golf Course recently underwent extensive renovations, including the replacement of an estimated 165,000 square feet of greens to TIF Eagle Bermuda. Maintaining the viability of this important recreational asset for our community was of utmost importance.
We are really excited about the changes to the golf course. We think it's going to set the foundation to create an environment for the golfers to really enjoy. I think we'll become one of the premier public use golf courses in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. I think the improvements that we made to the golf course, along with the development of Sapphire Bay here in the city, really going to draw a lot of attention to the city of Rowlett.
Special events continue to shine in our city. The Rowlett Parks and Recreation Department is dedicated to providing quality events and festivals that the entire family will look forward to attending each year. One of the newest special events is Diversity Day, an event to celebrate our diversity and promote an inclusive community.
The Taste of Diversity event was absolutely a success this year. We had our highest attendance, and it was a great partnership with the Parks and Recreation Department. We also had an activity for children where they were given a passport, which gave them a chance to go visit all of the booths that were at the event and get a stamp. The Rowlett Diversity and Inclusion Commission is charged with the mission of finding ways to include all of Rowlett's citizens in our city events and doings and operations. We'll definitely be working on our event for next year and bringing more to the table.
The Rowlett Public Library strives to meet the needs of Rowlett residents at every stage of life. The new 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten program encourages parents and caregivers to read at least 1,000 books with their young children before they enter kindergarten. Many adults turn to the library for GED and English as a second language tutoring programs.
Most of my students are adults, and they really need a lot more than just the grammar and also learning how to read and write. They like to learn how to speak and be able to go speak to their school teachers or go to the post office and be able to talk to them. So it has been very successful in that. Not only do I teach them how to speak, but I also teach them how to live in our beautiful country. This is my map of glory for our library. As you can see, we can start from one end of the globe to the other. These are some of the students that came to our library to learn English.
We are excited to report that the city was able to lower our water rates for the upcoming year. This was possible by utilizing a more measured approach to capital investment over time. This has two benefits. First, it provides a direct benefit to today's customers, resulting in a $5.50 reduction in the monthly water rate. Second, it allows future customers to help pay for the cost of the system over time. And probably the best news of all, this approach is expected to keep future increases more modest while still taking care of the utility infrastructure that our community needs. With a major turnpike, light rail system, and a beautiful lake, Rowlett is the place to be. And we're attracting major developments all over our city. In 2019, the city added over 35 new businesses, saw private investment of over $58 million in commercial projects, including the opening of a 70,000 square foot expansion of Baylor Scott & White Medical Center at Lake Point, and the creation of over 200 new jobs. And since the adoption of Realize Rowlett 2020, the city has seen nearly $420 million in commercial private investment, with sales tax growth averaging 5% annually. Over 2,500 jobs have been created, and another $1 billion in planned development and private investment is underway. A major accomplishment this past year was securing a new developer for Sapphire Bay, a unique 117-acre, $1 billion mixed-use surf and beach-based waterfront development, unlike any other in the country. I personally would like to thank our residents for the incredible level of support provided as we were negotiating through this difficult situation. Your passion and commitment provided the necessary guidance to our council and staff, which will allow our community's vision to come to life.
So Build Our Bayside was originally a grassroots effort that sprang out of all the negative publicity that was being distributed around by the developer toward the city and the city's leadership. We distributed almost 100 of these yard signs. We had about 500 supporters total on Facebook, and so we were really happy that we were able to gain that much support in the community. But our main thing was the lagoon, the show fountain, and the trolley, and I feel like we've kept definitely the lagoon and the show fountain. And again, even with the concession of the trolley, I feel like having that surf area as a part of the attraction is really a nice touch. I think we're really excited about Sapphire Bay and what's to come, and really looking forward to the benefit that it has for the city of Rowlett.
The recent Crystal Lagoons amenity groundbreaking ceremony was just the start of good things to come. The village of Rowlett downtown is growing. Steeped in history, this area was once located on the historic Bankhead Highway. Through planning efforts, the City of Rowlett set out to maintain an organic feel to the downtown, embracing its history while creating an urban environment. The library makes its home in the village, and more restaurants and retail establishments are on the way, providing different and unique choices for dining and shopping.
Being a business owner here on Main Street, but also the president of the Rowlett Downtown Business Association, we are so excited to see all the activity coming back here in downtown. So our main goal is to get the vision here with the city, where they have a great vision here, work with them, and we can bring more and more business down here. So again, it's exciting to see, the bank heads and the new business opening here, but we got so much more potential here in downtown as well.
Many opportunities still exist for Rowlett. One example is the North Shore Commercial District. With over 1,300 available acres of privately owned land prime for commercial development, the North Shore provides a one-of-a-kind opportunity to bring more businesses with quality jobs and diversify the local economy. We value our residents and create ways to celebrate, to assist, and to provide unique learning opportunities. The city provides several ways for citizens to learn about the basic roles and functions of municipal government in interactive environments, including citizen academies and boards and commissions. Are you amongst the select few who can call themselves a Tri-Academy alumni? Serving as a volunteer on boards and commissions is an impactful way that citizens can participate in the community's decision-making process.
I think by volunteering for one of the city boards, you get a chance to provide input on some of the things that you might find are concerns that maybe other people didn't even think about. Just working with other people, getting to know them. I've have some new friends now because I've been involved with the Senior Advisory Board. I strongly recommend that people volunteer, because a lot of times you don't really know what's going on until you get involved with something. And also gives you a chance to maybe make a few things a little better.
We love to highlight citizens who go above and beyond in our community. Every month, the Spirit of Rowlett Award recognizes a Rowlett citizen who has encouraged, supported, and acted in a way that positively impacts everyday life in our community. The Good Neighbor Awards recognize Rowlett citizens who contribute to the overall aesthetics and health of our city by maintaining exceptionally clean and beautiful properties. Our code enforcement officers recognize properties every quarter from each quadrant of Rowlett with our signature yard signs. To show our deep appreciation to those members of our community who have dedicated their time and service to our nation, we instituted the Rowlett Veterans Recognition Program. We are so honored to celebrate a local veteran at our City Council meetings. Since opening in February 2019, the Veterans Resource and Outreach Center has served as a new base of operations for on-site programs and referral services for the veteran community. The VROC, operated as part of the Life Message not-for-profit organization, is committed to bringing long-term solutions to those who have served our great nation.
We've had over 1,300 veterans walk through the door here at the VROC, an astounding number. We had no idea of the number of veterans that were out here that needed help. We've been able to help not only, feeding and clothing, and helping in those areas, but really here at the Veterans Center, we've been able to help veterans with jobs. We've been able to have veterans help them with their claims and their benefits through the VA. Mental health is a big component of what we do here, offering classes and information and education, and we're so glad to be able to be that resource for our city and the surrounding communities to be able to help veterans in need.
While there are many things to celebrate in our city, the future holds challenges not only for Rowlett, but for the entire North Texas region. The desirable business and living environment and the extraordinary influx of new company headquarters is causing people to move to Texas in droves, which strains regional resources including infrastructure, water supplies, transportation, and school systems. Residents across North Texas are concerned these changes are negatively impacting their quality of life. It is imperative that cities manage this growth effectively and capitalize on the right development opportunities which will enable the resources required to manage growth. We recently developed a new strategic plan and updated our comprehensive plan with significant public input and public engagement. These two documents provide guidance to our elected and appointed decision makers, staff, property owners, and developers to understand and follow how the public wants our community to look in the coming decades. 2019 was a brutal year as our state representatives passed legislation that will hamstring cities and counties. The pain will definitely be felt here in Rowlett in the coming years, especially in regards to maintaining sufficient public safety resources and infrastructure needs for our growing region. Reform bills that cap the rate at which cities can raise property taxes, blocked cities from charging private telecommunication companies for using public right-of-way, and limited a city's ability to regulate building standards, all will negatively impact our community. At the root of all of this was the desire by certain state elected officials to reduce local decision-making and to increase authority at the state level. We believe that our residents know what is best for our community and that local decision-making is desirable as those closest to the residents can best serve our individual communities. We will continue our fight for local decision-making, and we are hopeful that some of this damage can be mitigated in the next legislative session. Many of our facilities are in poor condition or are inadequate to serve the needs of our growing community. We are currently undertaking an extensive facility needs assessment so that we can ensure that facility decisions made over the coming years will not only serve our community now, but will also satisfy our needs at full build-out. The 2015 and 2018 bond programs provided resources to enable important infrastructure, public safety, and recreational improvements which have enhanced our quality of life. We anticipate continuing future bond programs at 3-year intervals as long as the economy remains strong and our budget enables sufficient funding for operational needs and capital infusion. Texas has experienced rapid growth since the last census in 2010, which reflects the strength of our great state. If our communities are fully counted in the 2020 census, experts believe that Texas could gain up to 3 additional seats in Congress. It would also bring in funding for population-based federal programs that our communities need. An undercount of Texas's population by even 1% could result in a $300 million loss per year over the next decade in federal funding. Please make sure to participate in the 2020 census. With so much happening in Rowlett, communication with our citizens is critical. Accountability and transparency are hallmarks of a well-run government, which is why the City of Rowlett has made government transparency one of its priorities. Most of us now use our mobile devices to get information. Rowlett.com is built on a mobile responsive platform, making it a snap to view, search for meetings, fill out forms, pay a bill, find a park, or visit the library. Social media has changed the way we do business. We share our story through Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And our public officials are very accessible in person, on the phone, and via social media. Police, fire, library, animal services, public works, and parks and recreation all have their own Facebook pages, in addition to the extremely informative and active City of Rowlett, Texas Facebook page. We use the latest technology to keep in touch with our residents, businesses, and guests 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. From our award-winning RTN 16 programs to our weekly and monthly electronic city newsletters and notifications, you are able to decide exactly what information you want and how you would like to receive it. And we operate the Connect Rowlett Smart 911 system, which sends alerts via phone, text, and/or email to residents for important updates such as utility outages, water main breaks, major crimes in progress, and weather alerts. Public meetings are now streamed in high definition with closed captioning, which provides an opportunity for those with hearing disabilities to participate in our local government. An indexed agenda now accompanies on-demand videos, making it seamless for viewers to jump to meeting topics or agenda items. The City also launched the online Strategic Plan Dashboard, which illustrates important key strategies and objectives for our community and highlights their status as well as accomplishments by City staff. Our mission is to serve the residents of Rowlett by providing innovative, citizen-centered services that exceed the expectations of our residents, businesses, and guests. We do this by instilling a value system that focuses on service levels, our people, the highest degree of integrity, responsible stewardship, innovation, and transparency. That is the true spirit of Rowlett. We will continue to keep our city great by working together and creating an atmosphere that is inclusive to all. Rowlett is a great place to live, work, and play, and we have such a bright future.